Assalamu alaikum. Thank you very much that you people are liking the videos and you do have request from me that I should do some different topic, and I am receiving so much request. Please do the video on this topic and do the video on that topic. I am keeping all those topics which are being sent to me as a request, and I will definitely do the videos on all of those topics in which you are feeling the difficulty, and it will be more helpful for you to come out of that particular situation and to manage the daily life problems of various people. And because the problem could be different of every person from others problem, so I'm having the list of the request and the on demand videos. Please give us suggestions, please give us guidance, and inshallah I will be keeping the videos on those as well. Today I got a request that please do help us how to make the job interview preparation and how to make the interview preparation for the admissions, because interviews are having the various categories. For example, if there is a job interview, it would be totally different from as compared to the admission interview. First of all, I would like to speak on job interview, because some of the students, they have completed their BS honors and they have completed their university graduation degree, and they are looking for the job and they are facing a difficulty. They are saying that they are doing wonderfully in their written test, but whenever there comes the interview, they they are not being selected in the interview because they are the high achievers in the written test but unable to mm, get good grades and unable to qualify the interview. First of all, I would like to tell you that there are various categories of the interviews. One is having the series of the interview. If you are undergoing the series of the interview, first interview would be known as the initial interview. And in initial interview, whenever you are appearing in the particular organization, in the particular setting, you would be given with the particular performer, and the personal information is being asked from you, and you are not appearing in front of the single person, rather you'll have to appear in front of the panel. And most of the fresh graduates, whosoever they are appearing in front of the panel, they will be surprised to see whenever they are opening the door and they are seeing that the four and five people are sitting in the office, and they will be asking the questions, and each of that person would be asking various questions. This is if a team or the group of the persons, they are sitting in the office and they are conducting the interview, that is known as the panel interview. And students are the applicants or the job applicants, they will be feeling diffident in front of the panel. So whenever you are entering in front of the panel, dear applicants, don't need to get panic after seeing that, because they have reported me that whenever we see the panel and whenever they ask various questions, their hearts start racing and they start panting and they feel difficulty in the speaking, and they will be feeling um, uncomfortability in their communication skills because of their breathing disturbance, because they are feeling so much uncomfortable and so much diffident, and they lose their confidence at this situation. Don't feel diffident at that situation, rather you need to be calm, cool and relax at that situation. And while you are entering the office, your body should be composed, your language should be composed, and instead of that you are going and dragging the chair and sitting yourself, you can ask humbly, can I have seat please? You can first of all you can greet them. If that is the morning, you can say them good morning sir, and you try to address to the whole panel. Don't face yourself in front of the single person, rather you need to say the morning greeting or the noon. You can if that is according to the time, if that is the noon or the afternoon, you can greet them accordingly. And your face should be in front of the whole panel instead of facing towards the particular person. Then you can ask them, can I have a seat? If they don't offer or ask you, you can have a seat please, because most of the time the all the panel or the one person of the panel, they can say you that you can have a seat please. So if then the next question is what they are going to ask you, it would be about your qualification, it would be about your self introduction. And if they ask you, you can introduce yourself. And whenever they ask you introduce yourself, don't feel any type of the hesitation. You can start it with your name, that I'm this is this person. Let's say that if there are some foreigners, they can say that this is Michael. Then you can start that I have done this degree, that I have done BB honors, or I have done BS honors, and I have recently completed it, and my academic career was extremely good with throughout A grades, and I'm the roll honor holder, and I have received gold medal or silver medal. So whatever your credentials are, you need to mention all those your academic credentials in front of the interview panel. And if they stop you or interrupt you while you're interview, because there may occur some question in the mind of the interview panel, they may want to ask something from you, don't continue your information while they are asking you something. You need to stop that conversation then and there, and you need to give the answer to the interview panel what they have asked you, to brief you. Maybe the reason could be why they are interrupting you, maybe some other question is coming in their mind, or they want to shorten your communications, or they want to brief it because a great number of the people would be waiting outside. So it depends on the question what they are asking you. Then if they may ask you, do you have any experience? If you do have any experience, you can tell them, yes, I do have experience, and you need to mention the time period, how much years or how much months you did work with the particular organization. And if you don't have any experience in the particular field, you don't need to mention that experience, and you may say, no, I don't have any experience, but I'm a fresh graduate. Whenever I believe, and I guess whenever I am being given with the chance, I would be utilizing my maximum potential and my maximum capabilities in benefiting your organization. And you will see from my production and my output how your organization or your institution will benefit from my skills and with my qualities. So this is what regarding to your experience. And they may ask you about your temperament and your attitude. If they ask about your temperament, do you easily get angered? Do you feel irritated with the rest of the people? This question is being asked, that either your emotional intelligence is under your control, or you would be obedient or not. So if uh, you are having this trait, because it's not necessary that everyone of us is calm, cool, and relaxed in all the situations, because we get short tempered at times. But in the working organizations, we'll have to control it. You don't need to say that if someone is doing the wrong thing, so I will get irritated or I will get angered. You may say, whenever I get irritated or I get short tempered, I try to control it, because I got a very good skill of the anger management, and I can control my anger, and I do believe in my capacity. So this is how to control your anger, and how to then they may ask you, if you are being asked that you have worked for 8 hours, and your boss asks you to stay 1 hour further, 1 hour more in the organization, how would you react to your boss? You must say, definitely I'll be staying longer. Either they are paying me the bonus or not, I will definitely stay longer, because that is the command of my boss. So these things, these small uh, questions can help you a lot. And whenever the other person of the panel do ask various things from you, don't feel panic and don't feel disturbed with it. If you know the answer, you may say it pleasantly, because your personality is also being judged while you are talking, and your communication skills are also being evaluated, and your they will be assessing you. The interview panel, they are really a very experienced group of the people, and they are very experienced team. They will definitely assess your personality. They will assess you um, how much composed that person is, the way you are entering in the office, the way you are behaving, the way you are reacting of each of the question. If they ask you a subject related question, you must respond it, but don't try to be hasty while doing your answer. You need to understand it well and try to make it clear, so it should be understandable for the whole panel. And this could be the initial interview. They if you feel uncomfortable, the panel may try to relax you by asking and by discussing the weather and something other. Did you find any difficulty to reach that particular place? So these questions can be asked by the panel to make you relax, to bring you at the comfort level, because comfort level is the most important thing, and it could be reflected from the personality and from the behavior of the particular person. So whenever there are a series of the interview, because it's not necessary that you will be selected within the single interview. Some of the organizations, they would be taking a single and the final interview, but there are some other organizations, they would be taking and conducting more than one interview, and it is a series of the interview. And while you have passed the one step of the ladder, you would be called for second interview. That is, the first interview is known as the initial interview. Then the second interview is called the middle interview. If you have qualified the second round of the interview, it means that you are making a good progress, and you need to look behind what mistakes you have done in the previous interview, which will never be done in the next step of the interview. So while appearing in the middle interview, they may ask you a series of the questions, and maybe the members of the panel will be different, because it's not necessary that if you have been appeared in one interview, the same group of or the same panel will be taking your second interview, because the first interview might be conducted by the managerial level, and the second interview would be conducted by the board of directors, and the third interview, mostly it happens that the CEO is also present in the final interview. So while you are appeared in the middle of the interview, they would be evaluating your complete sheet, and they will be checking it. Okay, what are your credentials? These are your credentials, and you know that congratulations that you have qualified your middle of the interview. And this thing will boost up your morale, and you will be feeling more comfortable whenever they throw any positive remark toward the applicant. The same thing and the same behavior and the gestures will be repeated in this interview. And while you are entering, you need to be composed, and you need to show the best of your manners and the best of your etiquettes, and you also need to show the best of your communication skills as well. And you should show, and it should reflect from your personality that you are the best person in among your their applicants. Because if you are showing the best of your skills, if you are reflecting the best of your communication skills and best of the personality, nothing can stop you from hindering from the selection of that particular job. So there could be the structured interview. Maybe they would be having a list of the questions in front of them, and every person would be asking one or two questions from you. And some questions would be related to the subject, some would be related to the your abilities and the skills. And if you are going to some organization, they may ask you, do you have any mechanical skills and the mechanical ability? If you are appearing for the post of the clerical job, or you are appearing for the human resource job, they may ask you various questions related to your field. For example, if you are applying for the human resource department, HRM department, they would be asking you what skills are required to work rigorously in this particular department, and do you have any idea about this department, how work is being done in the human resource department, and how will you allocating the task to the managers, how will you be doing the selections of the personnel and the selection of the employees, how you would be hiring, and what would be the criteria of hiring. So these things may be asked from you. Then they may ask you, for example, suppose that you are being selected for this post, and you are being given with a chance that you will have to spend a day at your given responsibility. How would you be performing? And then you need to give them the appropriate answer. And you will see that, first of all, I will see my job responsibility. I will read it out. If I get it in writing, that would be good enough. Otherwise, I will be assisting, getting the help from the mentors and my immediate boss. I would ask from him or her that what duties and the responsibilities are being given to me. And then I will be following all those SOPs, what are my responsibilities, and I will try my level best to fulfill all the responsibilities which are being given to me, and so on. After understanding the environment and everything, I would be um, proficient in performing my duty, and I will be a fully functioning person for the organization within a day or two, because a first day would be utilized in understanding the environment, in knowing the people, in recognizing them, and memorizing them, and getting my job responsibilities. Then I will be definitely performing all the tasks which are being assigned by me, uh, which are being assigned to me by my seniors or by my mentors. So this is the middle interview, and whenever all the questions are being asked from the applicants, they may say you, okay, you can go, and they may ask you what is your expected salary. So whenever you are undergoing the series of the interview, you may have to come across the third interview, that is known as the final interview, and it is being done and conducted by the most senior category. It could be about the panel would be consisting and comprising of the CEOs, CEO of the firm or the company or the bank, or a regional manager and the chief manager, or some other group of the people, and the same panel would be there in front of you, and you are the one person. But don't feel any type of the discomfort and distress. Don't show that you are feeling distress and you are feeling uncomfortable in front of them. Just try to show yourself that you are a composed person, and if there is any sort of internal trouble, or you are getting disturbance and you are feeling immense pressure or stress, either I will be selected or not, never think about it. Just take it as that you have been undergoing the various interviews, so you are the best person, you will be selected for this particular post. Keep something positive in your mind. And then whenever there is the final interview, you would be appearing for the final interview, and they may ask you the terms and the conditions, that these are the terms and the conditions, and if imagine that you are being hired, what would be your expected salary, and what is your requirement, and what salary you are imagining, that how much salary you would be getting from us. So these are the questions. If the interview panel have made up their mind that you are the appropriate candidate to be selected for their firms or their organization or institutions. So because in the final interview, the number of the people and the applicant would be shortlisted, and there will be the less number of the applicants in the final interview, because everyone cannot qualify the final interview. So you need to be very hopeful for the final interview. And maybe sometime after the interview, they may say you that your demonstration will also be done. And whenever they ask you, get ready for the demonstration, because if you are an engineer, they will take you towards the mechanical heavy machinery, and they will ask you handle the machinery and utilize this machinery, and how will you produce the product, and they will be taking you to the production unit or to the various units. This is basically, this demonstration is being taken from the mechanical department in the mechanical field, how people will be handling the machinery and how they would be operating while producing various type of the products. So this is for those people who are the mechanical engineers and who are the electrical engineers. But whenever you are going for the interview for teaching capacity or in teaching sector, then they may ask you, go and teach this lesson. Either they will be giving you the particular lesson or the topic, go and deliver the lesson, and you need to be composed, and you can give your introduction to the class, and you can write the topic on the board, and you would be elaborating it in the detail while segregating it into the various topics. So whenever you are being selected, you will definitely get a clue from interview panel. But I have heard from most of the applicants who come out of their um, interview room, they would be saying, oh, this person gave me a very tough time. This person asked very tough questions. He was asking from unknown area. I was not aware about it. He is giving a very tough time. Actually, the reason is the person is not giving you a tough time. Rather, their skill is far more higher than the applicant. And we need to bring our knowledge and our skill and our ability towards that level. That's why they were asking all those tough questions, because their level is very high. They are very experienced people. This is the reason. That's why we were feeling, the applicants were feeling that maybe they were asking a very difficult questions, but actually the questions are not difficult. That is according to the experience of the particular person. So this is what the candidate and the applicant appear for the job interview. Now the second category is the admission interview. Let's take the example that this is the admission season, and results have been declared so far, and students are eager to get admission in the very good universities, and they want to get admissions in the international universities, either that is the local university or the local college or the international college or the international university. Now they have set a criteria, they will be conducting the interview. Though they have suspended their some of the activities, and instead of the physical interview, they would be taking the online interviews. But the way the interviews are being conducted, it would be different from as they have people are taking the interviews for the job interviews. For example, if you have applied for BS honors, and you have applied for the BB honors, or you have applied for the masters or the MPhil, they may ask you various questions related to the subjects, and they will ask you from where you get to know about our institutions, why you are interested in our institute. After taking the brief introduction from the applicant and the student, they would be asking you, define your personality. They may ask you, you can give the three strength and the three weaknesses of your personality, and how much you are eager to get admission in our university, how did you get to know about our institutions, then why you are interested in this particular subject. And they may try to confuse you at times. And why they want to confuse you, actually they don't want to confuse the applicant who are there for the admission. Rather, they want to check how much skills that person is having, how much abilities and the capabilities that person is having to handle the complex answers. Because if you are able to and tackle to complex answers, then it will be very helpful for you to get admission in that particular institutions. They may ask you various questions related to the your aptitude. Either you are having the interest, why you want to become a doctor. For example, let's take the example of the engineering universities and the medical universities, because every other person want to become the doctor, every other person want to become the engineer, but the seats are extremely limited, and all the universities and the medical colleges cannot accommodate all the applicants. They'll have to set some criteria, and that criteria is being set on the basis of their qualification, on the basis of the grades of the students, on the basis of their skills. And they would be taking the top um, grader students in their institutions to keep their name more high. And they would be intelligent enough to cope up with all the requirements of that particular um, institutions. So they would be asking you various questions related to your aptitude. And what is the aptitude? Aptitude is basically interest. How much interest you are having in the particular department, how much interest you are having in the particular discipline. For example, they would be asking you why you want to become engineer, because every other person is focusing on the business study. So why you want to become engineer? And they will be saying on and negating that engineering is the gender based degree, and why girls are more interested in the engineering sector because male should come in this field, and this is the mechanical engineering and the electrical engineers, so girls cannot handle everything because this is totally a male's department and the male's field. And whenever they are appearing for the medical interview, they would be asking um, new terminologies, new researches. They would ask you regarding the new researches which are being conducted throughout the world, and that interview will be totally knowledge based interview, and all the knowledge based questions would be asked from the students other than their personality, because they would be checking the intelligence level and their knowledge and their how much quality and the knowledge you are having and how much level of intelligence is there. Because if an applicant is more intelligent, they would be having more chances to be selected in getting the admission in the particular universities, because there is a great competition in the international universities as well as in the local universities of different sector and the different disciplines. For example, if there is a London School of Economics, they have set a very high criteria for it, and they would be preferring the more international students because the international student would be paying more tuition fee. But those students who can afford it, they would be eager to get admission, and they will definitely get the admission. But the more competition is going on between the medical colleges and engineering colleges, and in colleges of who are of a very good repute. When we speak about the local colleges and the local institutions, GC, Punjab University, and Kinnaird College, they have set their certain criterias, and they would be taking the cream of the students based on their interview, based on their academic credentials, on their previous grades, because this is the age of the grades. What grades you have been achieving throughout your academic career, what level of intelligence you are having, because everyone is considering themselves that they are very intelligent. They are very intelligent, no doubt. They are not intelligent, they are intelligent. But when someone is getting a very good score and they are getting the distinctions and they are getting the gold medal, nothing can hinder their way of the progress, and they will definitely be getting admission in the good institutions. And I would also suggest you, don't feel hesitation and try to compete with the rest of the applicants and try to get good admission in the good institutions, and always rate yourself sky high, and never leave your work hard, and be composed while you are appearing for the interview, because if you are not getting admission in one institution, you will definitely get admission in another good institution. So, your intelligence and your hard work is the most important thing, and your knowledge, communication skills also matters a lot mm, in this capacity. So, be positive and think that you will be getting admission in the particular institutions. I will be doing another session with it because I feel that you need to give more elaboration and you need to give more detailed demonstration of it, that how you would be appearing within the interview. But one thing I would like to share with you, that don't offer your hand first of all to the interview panel while you are entering in the room, because they are always boss, and this corona situation is going on. But before that, this is the SOP of it. If they never offer their hand to shake with you, never offer your hand first. Okay, till then, Allah Hafiz. I will come with another session. Thank you.